If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. I'm Joy Baird. We are going to get our cool weather crops planted today. You typically want to do that about 6 weeks before your last average frost date, and you can sometimes, based on the type, you can get it out about 2, maybe 3 weeks before your last average frost date. All these cool weather crops are frost tolerable, meaning they can handle a light frost. Now we're going to plant all of them in this tray here, courtesy of rootmaker.com. There are coupon codes on the screen. You can save 15% by using coupon code radio21. They are a sponsor of our Garden Talk radio show. And if you choose to purchase from them, the coupon code is something that we negotiated with them in order to get you a better deal on their products. Their trays, their grow bags, and other products in which they have, we don't see a financial gain if you choose to purchase from them or not. So I want to make that clear. So we're going to start all of them in here. Now, one thing that we are using that different here is we're using a 10 by 20 flat. However, if you're like us, a lot of your 10 by 20 flats have cracks in the side and they leak when you try to bottom water and everything gets wet. So what we've done is we're taking a piece of plastic that came off of a package that has no holes in it and tucking it in the sides or inside here to create a barrier, like a bladder, I guess, more or less. And then we can bottom water. Now we've not tested this long term, but it should work for the temporary time in which these seeds are in this this root maker tray. We can bottom water and everything should be just fine. We don't have to worry about leakages of water in our grow room. So how we're marking these is we're using window blinds, but because the cells are smaller, we have to break the window blinds in half in order to mark. Not a big deal, just showing you what we're using. The items in which we're going to plant, we're going to do a lot of romaine lettuce, kohlrabi, cauliflower, some cabbage, some tennis ball lettuce, some Asian greens, that's pak choi, some little Jim butterhead lettuce, summertime lettuce, red Malbard spinach, scarlet kale, dinosaur kale, tree lettuce, Bloomdale spinach, and Long Day Island Brussels sprouts. So, a lot there. Not going to walk you through every one, otherwise it's going to be like a 55-minute video. Don't want to do that. We're going to get the seed tray filled with potting soil, compost mix, bring it back, show you how to plant one of them, and the duplication will be the same throughout all of these. So we'll get this filled up and we'll get planting. Okay, so I got it filled in. Now with any seeds tray, you want to push and pack the cells tight with your fingers. I mean, not like concrete tight, but you want to firm them in to make sure there's no air pockets, because if there's an air pocket, the seed is not going to root properly, regardless if you're using the root maker tray or a traditional plastic tray. It has an air pocket, it's going to not do well. Now, you may be wondering how much dirt fell through. Not much has fallen through the holes there. Now, we do have a moist potting soil mix. That is the key with anything in the tray, filling the trays, is you want some dampness in order to hold it in. If it was all dust, powder, dry, it's all going to fall through. So, we're going to do one row of kohlrabi here. This is the white variety. There is a burgundy variety. And all I'm going to do is, most times on old seeds, I would recommend putting 2 or 3 seeds in a cell. But with new seed, and these cells being the small as they are, they're about 1 cubic inch. About 1 square inch is what they are. I'm just going to do 1 seed. And I'm not going to put it in very deep. You don't have to bury these seeds at all. So I'm just going to take, and we'll start here. I can lay it on top and then push it in, cover it up. Or you can pre-puncture the holes. It's either way works just fine. And that's the easiness of, and I need to push that in farther, cover it up. You can have a little extra soil, dress the top of them up, and that's really how easy it is, whether we're doing cauliflower, whether we're doing spinach, whether we're doing lettuce, it doesn't matter. That's the procedure in which we're going to do. Now, when we get this done, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how we need to keep these watered and the technique in which we practice that has worked very well for us for many years in order to keep them watered, keep them hydrated, because if you let the soil dry out, the moisture gets away from the seed coat and your plant doesn't grow and dies. Okay, so we've got all these planted, and as we pushed the soil down in order to fill the seeds over, we've created more deficit of the soil in these cells. So we're just going to push the soil over them, make sure everything is covered even, and that is that. Now, watering is the key here. We're going to bottom water. That's why we have utilized this plastic in order to seal that broken tray, that 10 by 20 flat in there, so we can bottom water. But with dry air, as we normally have in the spring in most homes, it's going to evaporate very rapidly. So what we have found is paper towels work extremely well in holding the moisture in to the seed tray. It is a little more of a challenge since we've got some additional pieces here sticking out, but what I can do is I can roll it out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 divisions, so that works out well. And I can start here, and wherever that marker is, I can just poke through without too much of an issue. There we go. And then if I need to drag it more, it just tears more, and then I can wrap it around these out here to fit what I need. I'm on. There we go. And then to hold it in place, I'm just going to drizzle a little water over top of this, and that will essentially create a mulch to hold the moisture. Now I'm going to use the rest of that water to bottom water. So that is what will happen. It'll create a crust, and we find that even if the soil is moist from the bottom watering, it doesn't really wick up. Now there is a certain amount of dryage. It's going to occur no matter what. But that is how we plant our cool weather crops. Keep in mind that these do not have to go in the ground when we're starting them in the seed trays very deep, maybe 1/4 of an inch. If you get a little deeper, it's not a big deal because they're going to work their way up. They're designed to grow vertical. If you bury them 3 or 4 inches, that's when you have some issues. So these will all germinate in about 7 to 14 days, maybe 20 at the very max, but with the warm ambient temperature we have in our grow room, should have no problem. As that occurs, when you get to that about a 7-week mark, you want to start looking to see if you see those seeds begin to pop up, and as soon as you do, go ahead and take that paper towel off either that row or that section and allow them to do their thing. We put them underneath the grow light. We use the Happy Leaf LED grow light. Intense light gives the plant everything they need. Keep it about 8 inches high. Tube lights, yes, you got to put it right on the ground, and the tube lights are giving the plants 5 times less light than what they really need. The Happy Leaf does not do that. It provides more light than it could ever use. Made in America, happyleafled.com. And then when the time comes for the specific variety, now all these are pretty much can go out at the same time, we'll take them, harden them off, and put them outside. Now with most of these, we don't have to we don't have to start them inside. The spinach, the lettuces, I don't have to start inside, but we choose to do that in order to get a jump start. The cauliflower, if you're doing broccoli, if you're doing Brussels sprouts like we are, those, it would be recommended to get a good plant start before you take them outside. So thanks for joining me. Join me in next time for more organic gardening seed starting tips so you can grow more this year than you ever have before.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.